I've got 20 seconds left, bro. Hit the save block, please. Okay. "15 seconds. Let's see if I can get through this before the bomb blows up. I might be experiencing the bomb blowing up for the first time ever. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on. Finish talking, Crump. Oops. Let's try again. Actually, start from last save. There we go. I was mashing through that shit, too. Huh? What are eternity chords? Have you ever heard of it? Have you ever heard of an eternity chord? Man, it's almost like this wouldn't have been an issue if I could just skip the damn text. Fight time. Anyway, Yosho said, thinking about the problem of live streaming as of late on both of our ends, you think getting an eternity cord for your stream device would help it any, since those help to stabilize connections and all? I've literally never heard of that. Holy! Dude, I just pulled up my stream and it's horrible. Alright, well, lucky me, I've got plenty of time to get my star power back up, because I'm going to need the super guard a few times before he pulls out the X punches. Wait, X... No, that's Grapple 2.0, I think. What are they called in the first fight? Oh! I forgot he stops in the remake before stomping you. Okay, that was still too early. There we go. Man, I'm glad that Super Garden Magnus's Stomp still works. Maddie just said, I think that's the first time I've seen the bomb go off during the cutscene. Yeah, what the fuck? Wait, I thought he... Huh? Hold on, what just happened there? I thought he, like, stomped on Flurry, but then Mario got the Super Guard.
Wait, am I audible on stream?
Yeah. I'm unmuted.
Okay.
I don't know how audible you are. I could turn you up a little bit, put you closer to the mic. I guess. I think it'd be really funny if at some point I just did the most tedious challenge run for Thousand Year Door. Really funny if at some point I just did the most tedious challenge run for Thousand Year Door I could ever possibly fucking do. being super guards only. But unfortunately, I would absolutely have to do that with the original game, and I don't want to do that. I would absolutely have to do that with the original game, and I don't want to do that. It would not work in the remake. Actually, I don't know if it would work in general. I don't know if it would work in general. Trying to think if there are any bosses that have attacks that aren't affected by super. Are there any bosses that have attacks that aren't affected by super guarding? Cortex, you never mind. That one would work. Maybe that one would work. Maybe Shadow Queen. Shadow Queen. Oops, that was too late. Oops, that was too late. I don't know, Shadow Queen in general was a problem for challenge runs based around super guarding. Okay, I've lost the timing. What the hell? Okay, I've lost the timing. What the hell? I can't do it anymore. I can't super guard the stomp. I don't know what happened. I've just lost it.
I was wondering why you weren't talking to us much on the game, but I guess you were not talking to me actively on the stream.
Kind of. I mean, I'm still mostly talking to you because the stream's like not really here, but you know.
Okay, still trying to be.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you were reading.
I told you like 20 minutes ago.
And I've been streaming this whole time. I'm sorry. Well, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna say I've been streaming this whole time, but you know what I mean.
I know.
Bro.
And you don't cease your commentary doesn't mean maybe I'll leave the call. I don't know.
Okay. Alright. How do I get this shit like multiple times in a row and then miss multiple times in a row?
Love you.
Love you too.
I'll disconnect you so you don't have to.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Here we are. This is what I've been waiting for. That's what I've been waiting for! Are they just called punches? Let's see. X Fist. Okay, so they're called X Fists here, and then I guess X Punches in 2.0? I don't remember fully, I'm gonna be real. Nice. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Oh. Got him. This fight's gonna take a hot minute, bro. Alright, instead of using a Fire Flower, this time I'm gonna use Earth Primer. I think y'all probably figured out by this point, well, I mean, you know, when the stream catches up anyway. I think y'all will have probably figured out by this point what exactly it is I'm doing. But, you know. Not good. I think it's very good to have Flurry for this fight because of that. Not gonna lie. Like, if you're doing some sort of challenge run, I think it is good to have Flurry just so his Quake attack can't hit her. Speaking of, I was listening to the Good Night soundtrack playlist on Nintendo Music. And I was very happy when I heard the original Boggly Woods was put in there. And on that note, I also think it's actually cool that Thousand Year Door, I mean, you know, already kind of like brought this up before, but like, did it just, no, did it just jump ahead? Did it cut out the end of the boss fight? No! Hold on, I'm gonna try to go back a little bit, if I can. Oh. Okay, I think there's a very real possibility that literally between the end of the boss fight and now, just got cut out. Damn, now I wish I was recording, dude. The end of that boss fight was funny. There was a lot of funny stuff there. Oh well. But anyway, here to check in on this to see how things were going. Horribly, I am not doing a main channel stream today. I'm not even doing this stream. I'm gonna end this pretty soon. But yeah, no. What was I saying? Shit. Hold on. Right, I was listening to the Good Night soundtrack on it. No, I already said that. Right. I mean, for one, I've already brought this up before, but I love the fact that the Thousand Year Door is. Okay. I love the fact that the Thousand Year Door is the first Mario RPG, both the original and the remake, on Nintendo Music. I like that a lot. I'm actually, like, slightly surprised it's not Brothership, but, you know, Thousand Year Door being there was very awesome. I was very happy about that a few weeks ago. And also, the fact that Thousand Year Door is on Nintendo Music before Super Mario Sunshine is really funny to me. It's delayed, like, 10 minutes. I see, I see. So did it not jump ahead for everyone else? Now I'm really curious. I'm really curious what this stream bot is going to look like. I'm so curious. I'm very curious what the stream bot's going to be like. Anyway, after I do this Thousand Year Door thing, I'm going to, like, actually end stream. So we'll see where it actually ends. You know what? Hold on. Actually, I forget what's in here. Right, I literally never care about that badge. How do I keep doing that one early? But then I nailed that one. What's going on here? Why can't I get that first one? Again? Okay. What's your bitrate currently at, if you don't mind me asking? It's currently... I mean, if you mean, like, the on-stream bitrate, it's at 0. Oh, of course, so I fucking, like, slowly turn my head back toward the game, and that's when I get it. No, it's kind of fluctuating all over the place, if you mean the on-stream bitrate. Like, it's saying, like, 2,000 kilobits per second right now. I gotta stop doing that. I don't know why I'm not learning. Hold on, let me focus on this. Let me see if I'm, like, capable of learning real quick. There we go. As far as the actual bitrate of, like, what's in the settings, I currently have that set to 12,000 kilobits per second, which would be equivalent to 12 megabits. Why did that take me so long? Anyway. But, like, even if I lowered it, it wouldn't matter. Because my upload speed is literally, most of the time, less than 1 megabit per second. That would be less than 1,000 kilobits. Which is definitely not enough for streaming no matter what. Unless it's like fucking, I don't know, 144p 10 frames per second or something like that. You know? Like, it's just not worth it at that point. So I'm not bothering lowering it right now. I did, on a stream that doesn't exist, I did talk about the idea of lowering my frame rate if this ever becomes like an issue again and is in a more fixable state. You know, I did like talk about the idea of lowering my frame rate for games that don't need it, so doing like 30 frame per second streams for games like Thousand Year Door Remake or Origami King. But like, again, that's not really gonna matter right now, so you know. Wait, yeah, I don't know why I did that. Anyway, I'm gonna end stream after this scene. You know how glossy those floors look? That little Thousand Year Door battle stage diorama that came as a pre-order bonus for customers in Europe. I have one of those, and it actually is, like, that glossy. Like, I'm not even joking, the material they use genuinely is as glossy as it looks in the game. So, there's some realism here, apparently. But, it's also not that glossy anymore because I live in a room with 2 rabbits and hair goes up so so frequently that I get maybe like a week of things not being dusty before they become dusty again. So I don't dust it super often, even though I really should if I want it to not have dust become like embedded or whatever. I've been thinking about doing it lately, but I've just been too focused on other things to really care at the moment. Annoying. That's how it is. It's annoying. I don't really care about a must-have. Actually, I kind of care. Yeah, no, okay, I don't care. That email's new, right? I don't remember that being in the original game. Yeah, no. No, it makes sense that this would be new also, like... Okay, first off, I think my TV's a little weird or something. It's looking weird whenever I scroll. Anyway, I'm pretty sure this email is new. Because one, like, major change they made in the remake... You know, they tried to keep a lot of stat-related stuff the same, but one change they made was... they changed First Attack to be a completely free equip. You still have to buy it, of course, but, like... 0 BP is needed to equip it. Reason for that being, ever since Sticker Star, there's just been like an automatic system in place where whenever you're way too strong for an enemy, it just kills it in the overworld if you attack it. Like, that's just been a thing since Sticker Star. But, you know, I think they realized that a lot of Thousand Year Door fans probably wouldn't be super thrilled about that being forced or something. Especially because it would mean getting rid of First Attack. So they changed it. So First Attack is now, you know, pretty easy to get and equip. I mean, I think it was easy to get in the first place, but, like, it's easy to equip. You know, it doesn't cost anything anymore. And I guess, frankly, also tells you, like, hey, you have to get First Attack. It's a really good badge. You want to get First Attack and equip it. And I guess that'll be your way to make Thousand Year Door a little more like the modern Paper Mario games, where you can just kill enemies that are weaker than you. Personally, I don't ever equip First Attack because I don't care for that sort of stuff. I don't know, it's weird. And this is definitely going to get cut out, by the way. But I'm going to talk about it anyway, as if it's not going to get cut out. What was I saying? Right. Yeah, I don't know. Personally, like, the way I feel about the idea of something like First Attack kind of differs from experience to experience, and it mostly has to do with experience. It kind of differs from experience to experience, and it mostly has to do with experience, because in Thousand Year Door, for example, I really enjoy the battle system, and I get rewarded for it. So, like, even with it being free in the remake, I would never equip this badge. Like, I'm sorry, I just don't have interest in it. Maybe in, like, a mod where I feel more incentivized to skip battles, I might consider equipping it. But even then, that would require me to actually be, like, strong enough for it to matter. So if I'm skipping battles, I'm not gonna, you know, like, you get the idea. But in something like Sticker Star, Color Splash, Origami King, I do appreciate that system, because especially in Color Splash and Origami King, I'm sorry, the battles just take so fucking long. I really don't want to fight this Goomba that got in my way, you know? Especially with the luck-based fleeing system. So, you know, I don't mind things like this, depending on how much I am enjoying the battle system. If I'm not enjoying the battle system that much, like to the point to where I'm actively trying to avoid fighting weaker enemies, especially because I don't even get, like, experience rewards for it, just coins. In those games, I do kind of like the First Attack. Like, in the older games, though, like in 64 and Thousand Year Door, where I'm really enjoying the battle system and I get rewarded handsomely for it, fuck no, I'm not equipping this badge. You kidding me? Hell no. I don't want this. But, I do appreciate it being an option. I will say this. I do think it is a good change in the remake. I do think it is a good change. Because not everyone has, like, this same mindset I do. Where it's like, oh, yeah, I'm enjoying the battle system, so I'll fight the Goomba that got in my way again, you know? Like, some people would prefer to just skip fights like that. So I appreciate this being, like, so much more accessible now and being more of an option. And I actually think this is the best it's been. You know, I think this is the best it's been because it's an option. It's accessible and it's an option, you know? Like, it's not an option in Sticker Star Color Special Origami King. That's just how the game is, you know? You're stronger than the enemy. You attacked it. It's dead now. Like, that's just how it is in those games, and I appreciate that it's a thing in those games. I don't really appreciate that it's not an option, though.